Hello, and welcome back to DriveDriverDriven. I'm Humble, and I haven't been around for about the last 90 days. Let me tell you what was going on. Unexpectedly, work has had quite a bit of travel, and not just work, family, and some vacation in there, some me time. But the end result is that I haven't been here. I haven't been in the garage, and I haven't been working on my various projects. And, if time off is I've had some time to de-stress and get rid of, thinking about work and thinking about all this. I've been around the world. I've been through Miami and Toronto. I've been through London. Been through Munich, Stuttgart, Paris, and Amsterdam. I've been through Tokyo, you name it. I've been all over the place. Europe, I should say mainland Europe, was all for fun. Hit the different BMW and Porsche museums, adventured through food and chocolate, explored all over Paris, above and underground, enjoyed all of the fall weather through Germany and Amsterdam. I have to say, as my first kind of trip through mainland Europe, I definitely want to go back. Germany in the fall was wonderful. Even though I can't have the beer, the food was still very plentiful and very good. The chocolates, I'll go back for those alone. Through Paris, again, the food was amazing. The sights were wonderful. Though through parts of old Paris, the not really sized for modern Americans. Not that I'm big by any stretch. Old elevators, old stairwells, not really made for current American sizes. And Amsterdam was just amazing. The canals, the old shopping districts, again, the food, the chocolate. Wish I could have had more of the beer, but just little sips here and there. Everything I had was amazing. The rest of the world was all work travel, kind of quick in and out. Didn't really get much time to spend in tourism travel or anything like that. It's just all business. Again, I'll say this year, work has just been busier than normal, busier than typical for me. I've had a lot of big projects and everything just kind of lit off all at once, and that's really been eating up my time. Besides work, I was focusing on my health. Unfortunately, it became a detriment. I had started up running, and those of you who are in the process of running or starting running, it's awfully difficult, and it actually led to an injury. Hurt my knee real bad, and unfortunately that couched me. Oh, the irony there. I was able to get some of my health back, exercise enough that I could walk through our trip through Europe, and walk we did. We put on about 130-ish miles or so, and I've only just now started back to the gym because about halfway through our trip I managed to catch COVID through Paris, and that made the rest of the trip a lot less fun. Back now, I'm over it, recuperating, getting rid of my cough. But that leads me to the garage. As I said, not much has really happened in here. It kind of just looks like a bomb went off and was left that way. The last episode we saw, I was working on I think the brakes. Now we're on to some fueling issues because in the time that it sat, all of the fuel problems came back. And I think what I need to do is replace the fuel filter I'm using. I've yet to check to see if the pumps have survived. I really don't want to replace those again. The Altima, it's been out for a few drives now. As you can see, it's just a bunch of garbage in the wheel wells. I've got to revisit a couple things on the Altima, but as you see, I have it on a charger, and that's because most of the time driving around, the electrical is perfectly fine. It'll charge, etc. Everything's good, but if I run the electric AC, it starts to run at a minor deficit. And that's enough that over time, it eventually will kill the battery. And I think that deficit is one of the reasons the old anti-gravity battery kicked the bucket. It just wasn't able to hold enough charge, and it wasn't enough to meet the electrical demands of the power steering, the AC, and the needs of the motor, the three biggest things in the car, with the alternator not charging enough. Now, I've got a big alternator in the car. It's 370 amps, but just idle or rolling around town, it's just not enough. So I think my game plan is to go back to a regular AC. I'm going to switch back from electric AC to an engine-driven pump, and then that should eliminate basically the biggest load off the system, because generally, most of the time, the electric power steering isn't that big of an issue, but the AC almost has to run all the time, and that's what really hurts. Then we have Kumo. Hi, come here. Come here, mister. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a deadly tail. Oh my god. Yeah. Get it. Get your tail. Get. Kumo's been doing good. He's a good helper. He's been in good health. He misses me while I'm gone, but otherwise, he likes to hang out now. So, back on projects. The Altima is actually going to need some exhaust work, and unfortunately I can't do it because I can't weld anymore. So I got to find a shop to replace the mufflers of all things. And I think while I do that, I'm going to swap the cats back in, somewhat to quiet the system down, but also to be a good Samaritan and pull those extra emissions out of the exhaust stream. I just don't like the stinky exhaust, and it doesn't, in overall picture, really make that big of a hit on the horsepower through the Altima. Like, the difference between 720 and 705 isn't all that much in the grand scheme of things. So the cats will go back in, we'll get some new exhaust put on. That'll be kind of one of the many winter projects that needs to happen. Speaking of winter projects, another car that needs an exhaust is the Honda. The EP3 has a couple of projects it'll go through. We found some issues while at the track. I can't remember if I mentioned before, but it needs to have the check valve for the brake booster replaced, because after a few hard braking points, like on track, there's just no brakes at all. And then give it some time for the vacuum to build up again, and you'll have brakes again. So just getting consistent braking through that car will help tons. I also want to have some window tint done on that car, and a couple other just cosmetic things that'll help get rid of some of these boxes in the garage. You can't really see at the back of the house there, just beyond the gate, is a new toy that I've picked up. I've said it in the past that I've been meaning to get a Porsche, and I've got one. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'll reveal that in a future video. If you follow my Instagram, you've already seen it. But I picked up a new car. Sort of fell in my lap this summer, but I'll tell the rest of the tale once I reveal that car in video. So stay tuned for that. So that's really it. Hopefully my travel schedule is going to calm down now through the rest of the winter. I know I have some travel coming up in January, again through work, and that was kind of expected, but I'll have some time over the next couple of months, time at home, more importantly, that I can kind of attack these cars and attack these projects. So sorry for the lack of content, the lack of videos. Now you kind of know why, but hopefully we'll get that corrected, and I'll get some regular content coming out here soon. So thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you guys in the next one.